Qatar and Ukraine have signed a new defense agreement as Zelensky tours the Gulf countries to shape new partnerships.
Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels have entered the conflict, firing a barrage of ballistic missiles targeting Israeli military sites as the war in Iran marks 1 month.
Nepal's former Prime Minister and Home Minister have been arrested over the deadly Gen Z protest September crackdown. Qatar and Ukraine signed a defense agreement on Saturday during a visit by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Doha. A similar announcement was made earlier in the day on cooperation with the United Arab Emirates on defense, as the Ukrainian leader tours Gulf Arab states amid Iran's aerial campaign against its neighbors. Zelensky has this week visited Saudi Arabia, the UAE and Qatar. Ukraine's president has repeatedly said that what Ukraine needs first and foremost is air defense from Russia's ballistic missiles, in exchange for sharing his expertise and experience in countering Iranian drones. Qatar, together with Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain, Jordan and Kuwait, sent official requests regarding possible cooperation with Ukraine over its drone countering expertise. Ukraine has sent over 200 drone countering experts to the region, the president said.
Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels say they've carried out their first military operation in the Iran war, firing a barrage of ballistic missiles targeting sensitive Israeli military sites early on Saturday. The group's spokesperson Yahya Sariya said the Yemeni armed forces will continue to target Israel until it ceases all its aggression on Iran and the resistance axes in Lebanon, Iraq and Palestine. The escalation also calls into question whether the group would target shipping vessels in the Red Sea, as it had during Israel's war on Gaza. The Houthis now enter the conflict as the US-Israeli war on Iran and Tehran's retaliatory strikes across the region hit the 1-month mark, with fighting showing no signs of slowing down. On Friday, Israel targeted several Iranian nuclear facilities, including a heavy water complex in the city of Arak and a yellow cake production plant in Ardakan. Iran's foreign minister says the strikes contradict Trump's promise of no hostilities to allow for diplomacy and warned that Tehran will, quote, exact a heavy price. A double-tap attack on a Saudi military base on Friday damaged several planes and wounded at least 10 U.S. troops, suggesting Iran maintains the capacity to fire missiles with accuracy.
Pope Leo XIV urged residents of Monaco on Saturday to use their wealth, influence and Catholic faith for good. The pontiff's one-day trip was the first papal visit to the semi-enclave in nearly 500 years, with the last being Paul III in 1538. The visit included meetings with Monaco's Prince Albert and Princess Charlene and the country's Catholic community. A mass was held at the Louis II Stadium. Catholicism is Monaco's official state religion, making it an outlier among most European countries. Monaco's population of 38,000 is heavily Catholic and multinational, with only a fifth of the population actually citizens of the Principality. Prince Albert recently refused a proposal to legalize abortion in the territory, citing the important role Catholicism plays in its society. Nepal's former Prime Minister Khadga Prasad Sharma Oli has been arrested over the deaths of dozens of people during violent protests last September that toppled his government. The arrests took place a day after rapper-turned-politician Balendra Shah was sworn in as the country's youngest ever Prime Minister. The country's former Home Minister was also arrested and has been accused of ordering authorities to fire on protesters. The incumbent Home Minister announced the arrests on social media. 76 people were killed and at least 2,300 injured during last September's protests, which were dubbed Gen Z protests due to them being mostly led by young people.